The Good Morning America studio looks calm, polished, and welcoming, just like it does every morning. Bright lights, smiling crew members, the familiar morning show energy designed to make everything feel safe. But behind the scenes, there's tension. Tyler Perry walks onto the set with quiet confidence. Dressed simply, composed, focused. A man who built an empire from the ground up, on his own terms. Michael Strahan greets him warmly at first. "Tyler, great to have you here." They shake hands. Cameras roll. The audience applauds. The interview begins smoothly. Michael smiles at the camera. "Tyler, congratulations on your latest project. People are calling it bold, emotional, and controversial." Tyler nods. "I tell stories about real people. Real pain, real hope. So far, everything is calm." Michael continues. "Some critics say your work often avoids direct political messaging, especially in times like these. How do you respond to that?" Tyler pauses. "I don't avoid reality," he says carefully. "I focus on humanity." A polite response, safe. But Michael presses on. "Some would argue that staying neutral is a privilege," he says. "That silence can feel like a statement." The air changes. Tyler looks at Michael, not offended but alert. "I'm not silent," Tyler replies. "I just choose a different language." The audience shifts in their seats. Michael leans slightly forward. "But when people are hurting, don't you think creators with your influence have a responsibility to be louder?" Tyler's jaw tightens for just a moment. "My responsibility," he says calmly, "is to tell stories that heal, not stories that shout." A few claps, some silence. Michael nods but doesn't back off. Critics say that approach can feel like avoiding accountability. Now the tension is unmistakable. Tyler exhales slowly. "I've spent my entire career being accountable to my audience, my community, and my conscience." Michael glances at his notes. "But some activists say that's not enough anymore." The cameras zoom in slightly. Tyler sits straighter. "And who decides what's enough?" The host smiles tightly. "We're just asking the questions people are asking online." Tyler nods. "And I'm answering honestly. The audience senses something coming. The tone has shifted from conversation to confrontation. And this is only the beginning." Michael's voice stays calm, but his questions sharpen. "Tyler, do you worry that your refusal to take explicit political positions protects your brand more than your people?" A collective gasp ripples through the audience. Tyler blinks once, slowly. "That's a heavy accusation," he says. Michael responds quickly. "It's a fair question." Tyler leans forward. "I've built schools. I've created jobs. I've paid people when no one else would. Don't question my commitment because I don't perform outrage on television." The audience erupts in applause. Michael raises his hand slightly. "No one's questioning your success." Tyler cuts in, still controlled but firm. "Success isn't the point. Impact is." Silence. Michael presses again. "But don't public platforms demand public stances?" Tyler shakes his head. "They demand honesty, not conformity. The energy is electric now." Michael responds, "Some people feel your stories comfort audiences instead of challenging them." Tyler's eyes lock onto Michael's. "Comfort isn't weakness," Tyler says. "Sometimes it's survival." The audience claps again, louder this time. Michael exhales, visibly frustrated. "So you don't believe artists should challenge systems directly?" Tyler answers without hesitation. "I believe artists should challenge hearts first. Systems follow." The host shifts in his chair. Michael counters. "That sounds idealistic." Tyler's voice lowers but grows stronger. "No, it's intentional." A beat. Then Tyler adds, "What's dangerous is demanding one approved voice, one approved message, and calling everything else cowardice." The room goes quiet. Michael responds carefully now. "Are you saying criticism itself is the problem?" Tyler stands his ground. "No, I'm saying disrespect disguised as righteousness is." The audience reacts sharply, some cheering, some stunned. Michael glances off camera, then back. "So you feel this interview is disrespectful?" Tyler pauses. The pause lasts longer than expected. Finally, Tyler says, "I feel like I'm being boxed into a narrative I didn't choose." Michael responds quickly. "That's not our intention." Tyler nods slowly. "Intent doesn't erase impact." The tension peaks, everyone feels it. And then Tyler does something no one expects. Tyler takes a breath. He looks around the studio, at the audience, the cameras, the crew. Then he stands up. Gasps echo across the set. Michael looks surprised. Tyler raises a hand gently. I'm not angry, he says. But I'm done. Silence. I came here to talk about my work, Tyler continues. Not to be measured against someone else's definition of activism. Michael tries to recover. We're just having a conversation. Tyler nods. And I'm choosing to end it. He turns to the camera. To everyone watching, think for yourself. Don't let anyone tell you there's only one way to care. The audience erupts, half applause, half shock. Tyler thanks the crew quietly, then walks off the set. The cameras stay rolling. Michael sits there stunned. Well, he says after a moment. That was unexpected. The show cuts to commercial. Within minutes, social media explodes. Headlines flood the internet. Tyler Perry walks off live interview. Heated clash on morning TV goes viral. Respect or responsibility? Viewers divided. Clips rack up millions of views. Some viewers praise Tyler for standing his ground. Others criticize him for walking away. Debate rages for days. Later that evening, a source close to Tyler releases a brief statement. Tyler believes in dialogue, but not at the expense of dignity. Michael addresses the moment on the next show. Live television brings real conversations, he says, and sometimes real discomfort. Behind the scenes, crew members admit, no one planned it. No one expected it. But no one will forget it, because the moment wasn't about walking away. It was about knowing when to stop, explaining yourself to people who've already decided who you are. And that's why the clip keeps circulating. Not because it was loud, not because it was messy, but because it was real, or at least real enough to feel that way.